The Lord be praised. What brings...
May I be of service?
Yes, Henry. Chief Engineer Pfeiffer has been asking for someone reliable to assist him.
The chief engineer? Is it about Scalets?
In a manner of speaking. Master Pfeiffer has, well, evil forebodings. I think he may want to send you to the Scalets mines.
Can they really be restored?
Everything can be rebuilt with enough will and resources. Well, everything except a man. You'll get the details from Chief Engineer Pfeiffer. For the time being, consider yourself his handyman.
Certainly. Where do I find him? Is he here in the castle?
Where? Now that's a good question. He ought to be somewhere at Perkstein unless he's gone off to deal with some problem or other. Look around. You're bound to run into him.
Well, thank you. I'll go and see him straight away.
Good luck, Hal. Take care now.
I'm glad you're here, Henry.
What's happening, sir?
Uncle Sahanush sent for me. No doubt he wants to give me another ear-bashing about the error of my ways. And he said to bring you too.
Oh, Sakra. That doesn't sound good.
Indeed. I wonder what he wants to lecture me about this time. And you, because you're going with me.
All right. We should get going then, shouldn't we, Sir Hans? The sooner we get it over and done with, the better.
I suppose so. Right away. I put some of my old clothes in a trunk for you. I don't want you making me look bad in front of Hanush. But I see it wasn't necessary. You look as smart as any courtier.
Thanks. I'll try my best.
So I see. But you can come and get those clothes later anyway. They're a little worn, but they're as fine as anything you'll get in the county.
Well, my ward and his, what shall we say, chaperone.
Uncle.
My lord?
I hope we haven't dragged you away from anything too important.
Not at all, Uncle. We
like
were just...
boozing and whoring, for instance.
Uncle, I can...
Perhaps you were busy, causing mayhem in the middle of the night and beating up my subjects.
No, it wasn't... Henry and I were just...
Henry's as big a fool as you are. But he's not my ward, thank Christ. What the hell do the pair of you think you're doing? There are people in this fiefdom who work from dawn to dusk to put food on their tables, and on yours, may I remind you. And then they look at you, Hans, their lord and master, and see a drunken layabout. That fellow you beat up last night was a guard, a new guard on the town watch. And he couldn't report for duty this morning because of his injuries. I had the bailiff here complaining, and could I tell him what I really think about this whole sorry affair? Of course not. That would demean me. And you too. So I had to sit gaping like a stuffed owl and listen to his grievances. Maybe you think because you're the lord here you can get away with anything. But you're sadly mistaken, you blockhead. A lord remains a lord only as long as he commands the loyalty of his subjects. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you the folk here are not exactly enchanted at the prospect of having you in charge. That was the last straw, Capon. One more of your escapades and I'll send you to your mother in Polnar. For all I care, she can dress you up like a wench and marry you off to some Hungarian.
Uncle, that arson... Archibald tried to murder me. What was I to do?
Oh, don't exaggerate. Well, I'm hardly surprised after you molested his girl and humiliated him.
I was only...
Oh, don't whine, for heaven's
sorry.
sake. It's about time you started taking some responsibility. I have a job for you. Maybe that will keep you out of mischief. Sir Milota of Oleshna has turned up here. Do you know him?
Isn't he Sir Bernard's cousin?
He is. He came here with the remnants of his retinue to seek refuge. He's seriously wounded.
What happened to him, sir?
His fortress Oleshna was attacked by one Wulfrin of Camburg. Milotta pursued him almost as far as Neuhof and engaged with him. Unfortunately, the skirmish didn't end well for Milotta.
Wulflin of Camburg, that name is familiar.
He's kin to the Oleshna lords, too, a cousin of Bernard's and Milotta's. Their family affairs are a little complicated. None of my business, of course. I just wish they'd found somewhere else to thrash out their differences.
What do you want us to do, sir?
Go and see Bernard in the courtyard. He got a report that Wulflin pillaged some other farms around Neuhof, and he's putting a squad together to ride against him. Mind your step, though. It's a family affair. After all, maybe more to it than meets the eye. The important thing is to get that damn scavenger out of the domain. If possible, without bloodshed. I can't afford to lose any men over this business. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Very well, Uncle.
Get to work, then.
Well, if it isn't the world-renowned victor of...
So, what do you think about this?
Old Hanush is right about one thing. It's time to stop chasing wenches and start chasing bandits. It'll be a bit of excitement for a change.
Like it. Stop your grumbling. You get paid, don't you? You can't take it with you, though. And
Excitement?
everyone has to die
I don't know, Sir Hans. Men will die.
Don't be such a wench, Henry. What kind of a life would a knight have if he never crossed swords with a foe? What would he talk about at banquets, eh?
Has anyone seen my belt? I can't find it anyway.
You're right.
If you didn't booze so
Of course I
much,
am.
maybe you wouldn't keep losing.
Don't worry, everything will be all right. We'll ride there, hack those bastards to pieces, and celebrate with a good drink in the evening.
Not that I'm too keen on going.
But Sir Hanush said we should get them out of the fiefdom without bloodshed if we can.
And how else do you suppose we can do that?
With diplomacy?
You can't parley with criminals. That would just damage Uncle's reputation. Every lowlife would think he could rob him without fear of reprisal. Enough talk. Let's mount up. Good luck, then.
Across the county, and the skirmish didn't end well for him. He lost a lot of men. Has anyone seen my belt? I
Henry,
can't find
I'm glad
it
you
anywhere. If you didn't booze so much, maybe you wouldn't keep losing your things.
Sir Hanush sent me, Captain. I'm to join your mission. And Sir Hans, too.
Then mount up, youngster, and we'll move out.
I have...
Let's see. Quite a collection.
Can I? Thank you.
Well, Capon, when we get there, I'd like you to hold back.
You can forget about that, Bernard. I'm not going on an outing. Hanush sent me to handle this matter, and handle it I will.
Undoubtedly, Sir Hans. I just meant
I know. Listen, Bernard. About this robber. I heard some rumors.
About him being a relative of mine, Morotus?
Something like that.
We had the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna. Wolfrin belongs to a distant branch of my family, which, well, let's just say they bring no honor to our name.
But I heard Wulfrin of Camburg was hanged somewhere in Silesia after plundering the bishop's estate.
I heard the same. Only, well, I'm sure you've heard what they say about the Camburg branch of my family.
That they're cursed. Now, Bernard, don't you think I'm a little old for fairy tales?
Think what you like. I heard it from my grandfather, and he never paid attention to old wives' tales.
I meant no offence, Captain.
Yeah.
Well, tell me all about it then. After all, there's no smoke without fire. And I never heard about the Camberg clan from a member of the family.
Very well. At home, we always spoke in whispers about our Camberg relatives. His father, Wilhelm, came to visit. Almost ashamed to say it.
You can rely on my discretion, Captain. Carry on.
Well, sir, that they went and hid. Father had them whipped. Even then, they wouldn't go near Wilhelm. They were afraid. He cursed them. I couldn't blame them.
Why's that?
Wilhelm's face was so badly disfigured, folk would cross themselves when they saw him. I was afraid of him myself as a boy.
Was he wounded in war?
No, he was born that way. See, his mother, Countess Barbara of Hogwitz, didn't want to marry Wilhelm's father, my grandfather's brother. She never wanted to bear his children. So, she fell pregnant. They say she was a witch to get rid of the child. She ended up having quintuplets. Can you imagine it? 5 babes born in one night?
Jesus Christ.
That's not all. 4 of them didn't live till dawn. Only the 5th survived. He was disfigured. Wilhelm, they say the witch cheated her. And instead of getting rid of the child, she put the devil's seed inside her.
Good Lord, how dreadful.
Well, Wilhelm carried that with him his whole life. His own wife was in childbed. He had 7 friars needling in her chamber day and night. It didn't stop the rumors. And his son, Wolfen, was born. He looked normal enough. He turned out to be a wild
They see he hasn't grown out of it.
right about that. A few years ago, Wolfen went off to Poland, and Wilhelm got worse and worse. Cursed everything. On his death, he sent for a priest, not just to give him the last rites. Afraid the devil would come out of him and possess someone else. Then later, Wolfen turned up. Even though he was supposed to be dead for years. Stop the devil's spawn.
Sweet Jesus. It sounds a lot more convincing coming from you than the stories my nurses used to tell me. How are we supposed to deal with a monster like that?
Pray. Whoa! Midas and Sarah.
Hey!
I sent them to scout ahead. Those bastards will pay for this. They most certainly will. Let's go. We have to make camp. Hamlin, we'll take 2 men and come back here later. I won't have Vitus and Cyril left as crowmen.
Yes, Captain.
God be with you, Henry.
Good health to you.
Tell me, Captain, how come this Wolflin is attacking his own?
They say blood's thicker than water, but sometimes I wonder. Look at our king and Sigismund.
So what's the cause of your conflict with Wolflin?
Nothing in particular, just that he's a ruffian, a treacherous bastard, and a bandit. No wonder the whole Camber clan is cursed.
How are you related?
Milota, Wolfin and I have the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna.
How do you mean cursed?
Like I said, Wolfin's grandfather married Countess Barbara of Hogwitz. She didn't want to bear his child and went to a witch to get rid of it. Only instead of getting rid of the unborn child, she ended up having 5.
What, all at the same time?
All in one night. But only one of them lived till morning. The youngest, Wilhelm. And his face was disfigured. They say the witch deceived the count.
And you believe that story?
Depends how you look at it. Wilhelm wasn't a bad man while he was in his right mind, but he was terrifying to... As for Wolfen, word came that he died.
What do we do now?
First, we have to find out where those Horsons are holed up. According to the reports, they raided a few farms, so someone should go to those places and find out what they can. You should do it.
Isn't it dangerous?
About as dangerous as sitting here.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, sir.
One is uphill from Neuhof, right by the woods. One here above the woods by the crossroads. Good luck, then.
Yeah.
No, clear off. Let me...
My humble greetings.
Captain Bernard sent me. It's about...
Well, they came, took everything they could, and rode off again. I don't...
We're trying to catch up with that gang, so I need to hear every detail you can tell.
What do you want to know?
How many of them were?
2 or 3.
Which way did they go?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. My husband made me hide in...
So your husband...
Yes, he tried to parley with them.
What did they take?
Not much. We haven't a pot to piss in, which I told them...
So you're telling me they came here, you told them there was nothing worth taking, and they just rode off again, without further ado?
More or less.
But just a while ago, you told me you were indoors the whole time.
Yes, I was. Mostly.
So were you inside or outside?
Well, like I say...
Let's get one or two things straight. I'm here under orders from Captain Bernard, and that robber baron who...
What's that got to do...
Just so you know, the captain is very keen to see justice, and it would not be wise to obstruct...
My God, what have I done?
So,
First, promise me you'll get...
that's exactly what I'm here for.
They came a few days ago, took a pig. I noticed one of them had an injured leg, so...
Why would you help those...
They didn't behave violently towards us, and I thought it would be best to keep them...
Go on.
They rode off, and I prayed we'd seen the last of them. Only the same evening, one of them had been wounded, and they wanted me to take a look at him. They gave me some coin and took me to their...
So you know where they're camped?
I won't go to their camp, no. But I know of a place where you'll have a good view of it.
That'll do me.
Take care. I'm not going any further. If they saw me, I'd be done for. The camp's not far away in this direction.
Thanks. And don't worry, I'll deal with those bastards.
I pray you do.
Looks like I found it. I better get back and report to Captain Bernard.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you, Henry?
Good health, too.
I found that encampment.
Ah,
Not really.
how many men did you see?
Around 10.
The same as us. Well, now we'll see if my cousin is really as tough as they say.
Wouldn't it be better to parley with them?
Parley with robbers? You must be...
I gave Sir Hanush my word I'd look out for his men, and I intend to keep it.
You're going to advise me?
You're not seeing straight, Captain. No wonder, since Wolfland's your kin. Please, just grant me one thing. Let me go and parley. I'll find out more, and maybe we can set...
You want to parley? Listen, Henry, you can't rely on Wolf...
Don't worry. I know it's a risk...
Wolfland's a conceited bastard. If he knows you come from me, he'll receive you just for a chance to tell me to go to hell. I'll give you a livery with my coat of arms, so it's clear you're my messenger.
Thank you, Captain. I'll do my best.
I hope so. Try and come back in one piece. I don't... Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you? What have we got here? Entertainment? Great! Come on, then. What have we got here? Entertainment. Yeah. What have we got here? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good day, Henry.
God be
So what's the...
nothing in. Goodbye.
God bless you.
I convinced Captain Bernard to let...
Are you mad, Henry? They'll send your head back in a bat.
They won't kill me. They'll know I'm Bernard's envoy.
I don't think a gang of bandits will pay too much attention to livery. But if you...
See you later.
Yeah. The answer to my prayers. I wanted to vent my rage on someone. I'll slay you!
Wait, step.
Well, look what's come crawling out from under something. Well, I never...
Wait here. Stay.
Well, wrong place at the wrong time. Go! Hey, you. What do you want?
I'm Captain Bernard's envoy. I'm here to parley.
Why should I trust you?
I'm unarmed. What harm can I do?
Well, that's true, and you are wearing Sir Bernard's colors. I suppose I should take you to Sir Wolflin. But if you try any tricks, you'll regret it, understood?
You have my word.
What did I tell you? No tricks.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp. But enough of this shit.
Who do we have here? What's your name, boy?
Henry. I'm a messenger from...
I know. From my beloved cousin, Sir Bernard of Aleshna. So, what exactly is your message?
I want to rob here.
Why do you want to hurt the lords of Aleshna?
That bastard Melota stole villages that belonged to my father. I was in Poland when my father died, and Melota convinced everyone I was dead too.
But you came back though, didn't you?
I came back. But Melota bribed the priest to testify that my father made him a deathbed confession. That bastard swore my father told him he was possessed, and so was his son. Me. So they think I rose from the dead and I'm a warlock. They won't hear my claim.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp. But enough of this shit.
That's unfortunate. But surely the courts of the king wouldn't believe a story like that.
Maybe not. But the king's in captivity, and none of the nobles have time for courts. No one will hear my case, and by the time this turmoil is over, everyone will have forgotten about me.
I heard some interesting tales about you. They say your family is cursed.
Ha! So Bernard's been telling those stories again. How my Aleshna cousins do love to gossip.
So your father didn't have...
What? A twisted mouth? Aye. Looked like it was run over by a wagon. And he was born with 4 siblings and none of them lived. True. But they always leave one thing out of that fairy tale.
What's that?
That my grandmother was one of 5 babes and her mother one of 4. That's how it goes in that family. And then that talk of the witch. Pah! My grandma couldn't wait to marry my grandfather and give him children.
I need a good scrap to cheer me up.
Let's settle the matter the chivalrous way. You and me, man to man. The victor takes all.
And the loser?
There'll be no loser left alive.
I like your spirit, young fellow. But why should I agree? If you win, my men will go and leave the loot here. But what if I win? I doubt Bernard will admit defeat on your account.
You'll have to see, won't you? Maybe you'll gain nothing by winning, but at least you won't lose the respect of your men.
You're a clever one. It seems a waste to kill you. But I accept your challenge.
Ow! That's it!
Chop him to pieces!
Chop him to pieces!
That fucker!
Kill the horse! That's it,
Wolfling!
Get him! Teach them
Kill the horse, son!
You're not afraid of something.
Kill him! Kill him!
Wait. Stay.
Hey, you.
I'm Captain.
Why should I?
I'm unarmed. You.
Filth and stink everywhere. Should have stayed home.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp.
Who do we have here? What's
Why do you?
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get soaked. What else is there to do here?
I heard. What?
that my grand?
And you'll have to see. You.
Get him, sir! You're not afraid of some molester, cur! Kill the horse! Chop him to pieces! That's it, chop him! Chop him to pieces! Chop him to pieces! Kill him! You're not afraid of Jesus! Kill the insolent bastard! That's it! That's it, Bufflin! Get him, sir! Kill the insolent bastard! Chop him to pieces! Chop him to pieces! Chop him to pieces! You're not afraid of some molester, cur! Kill the horses! Kill the horses! Kill him! Kill him! Kill the horse! That's it, Wolfman! You'll get what?
What do you do?
Watch out!
Come on. Come on.
Hey! All of you, gather here! Face your life!
Come on!
Please, have you...
No, kurwa!
Quick!
Alarm!
Hey, you.
You.
Yeah, I'm gonna get soaked. What else is there to do there? Camp life sure ain't easy.
What the hell are you looking at? Come with me.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood. What a shitty day. I need a good scrap.
Who do we...
Henry.
I know. So...
What?
So...
I say what? We offer you safe.
That's a very
Sick heads everywhere. I'll drink no more today. Should have stayed home.
Your quarrel is with Milotta, not with Bernard.
So?
So leave Sir Hanish's domain and settle your differences with Milotta elsewhere.
My quarrel is with everyone who helps Milotta. And Hanush gave him refuge in Ratai.
Sir Hanish knows nothing about Milotta's scheming. He offered a helping hand to a Christian in need, and for his pains, he has you pillaging his lands and murdering his subjects.
It's the times we live in.
You want justice? You think you deserve it? Then you should behave with honor yourself and leave here.
What good would it do me?
If you leave voluntarily, I'll tell Sir Hanish about Milotta's deception. He's not going anywhere in his current condition, so we'll get to the truth in the end.
The devil take it. There's nothing here worth pillaging anyway. All right. I accept your offer. Tell your captain we'll move on.
Don't forget to leave the loot and 60 groschen, too.
There's no denying you're a good negotiator, lad. Oh well. No doubt we'll better run along before Bernard loses.
Yeah. 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 God be with you.
I've just come back from Wolfland, Captain.
And in one piece, I see. That's something at least, but I doubt you achieved anything.
I talked them into moving out. Not only that, but they left all their loot and 60 groschen too, as compensation.
I can hardly believe it. That turned out a lot better than I expected. The coin is for Sir Hanush, I expect.
Naturally.
Well then, take the money. In the meantime, we'll break camp and make sure those bastards keep their part of the bargain.
Right, Captain. I'll be...
And Henry, nice work. Take Take care.
Greetings.
I went to parley with Wolflin.
So how did that go?
I convinced him to take his gang and leave.
Really? I knew you were no fool, but that's something else. You're a born diplomat, Henry.
I don't know about that.
Don't be so modest. We have to drink to this.
Good luck then.
Greetings.
I have news from the camp.
Speak.
I persuaded Captain Bernard to let...
Bernard agreed.
I promised Wolflin safe conduct out of your territory, on condition he leave all the loot he took.
Well done. It will take Bernard a while to get over his disappointment at not being able to get revenge. But the important thing is, I must say, Henry, after all that's happened recently, I'm glad something...
So am I, sir.
And I think you deserve to be rewarded for your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Good.
Less. That's a someone.
Yeah.
How are you? See you later.
What are you doing? Something you're looking for here?
Someone there.
What are you doing here? Get lost or you'll have me to reckon with.
Good help. God be with you.
What are you doing here? Get lost, or you'll
Lost something here?
God bless you. What?
Master Fayfar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit...
Did you really?
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone. Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
I asked him who his liege was, but he refused to tell me.
We live in such strange times. In days past, knights would vie with each other to see who could extol their liege's name the loudest. And today, they take assumed names, hide their emblems, and sneak around the land like thieves.
I got the impression he was hiding his identity because his master's at odds with Sir Radzig.
That may well be. As a staunch supporter of the king, Sir Radzig has many enemies.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins, then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master's allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the questor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, but this is interesting. Here's an outlying description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Capellix, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful, and we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzik and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square.
Master Fayfar, Sir Radzik sent me to you.
Did he? He must think highly of you.
I do the best I can.
That's good, because this is damned important. Silver's our most valuable asset.
How can I help with these, evil forebodings of yours?
Sir Radzik may make light of it, but a large quantity of silver has been discovered hereabouts, and no one is guarding the Skullets mines, the most likely source.
You really think someone could be stealing the silver from the mines? I would have thought that would be quite a job, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Which is why I'd like you to go and check out not only the mine gallery, but also the yard with the smelter and the waterworks. See what kind of state it's all in, and if anything looks suspicious.
Is that the yard next to the Skalitz mill?
That's the one. I don't know what state it's in now. There used to be a stock of charcoal and smelted silver there.
A silver store? Could there really be any left?
I doubt it. I'd be surprised if it was still standing at all.
What about these waterworks? What's there?
A stamping mill and washing troughs. They're on the bend in the river below the castle. You can't miss them. There are big tanks and equipment all around.
You said mine gallery. Just one?
Boy, there's such a maze there that it would take a week to crawl through the place. There's only one gallery I'm interested in, at the foot of the hill by a small fish pond.
Why just that one?
Because I was expecting to find a scene there. All the indications pointed to it. So if anyone is stealing silver, it'll be right there.
Should I be expecting trouble then?
Well, I definitely wouldn't treat the job like a visit to church on Sunday. You could find yourself facing a pack of hungry dogs trailing the army, or a band of brigands.
I see. Well, you and Sir Radzik can rely on me. Well, I'd say there's real grounds for your forebodings. I heard from one Skalitz miner that someone may have found something there and didn't report it.
I knew it. That bastard Namoy and his cronies. Christ above. I want the lot of them clapped in irons.
The lot of them? How many are there? A dozen? 2 dozen? How am I to arrest them all?
Yes. You're quite right. It'll be enough to take Nemoy. He's a serpent leading the others on the path of evil.
So I should look in the mine, and if anyone's there and I find Nemoy, I should bring him to you in irons.
Exactly. But proceed with caution. The punishment for stealing the king's silver is burning at the stake. Those people will be capable of anything if cornered. even murder.
That's all clear. I'll get going.
Goodbye.
What the hell was that?
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
Good day to you.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the good?
The monastery overseer, or his...
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such...
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint...
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
What do you need quicksilver for?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red, peg them for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits.
Not really.
Then be glad you can. What eyes heard.
That's all I need to know.
Ah. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game?
Why not? I'd like to...
That's...
I'll go for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My respect.
Do you have any quicksilver and stuff?
Who's asking?
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to.
It's not that I don't want to.
Can't you? In the Sasau monastery? That seems unlikely. It looks more like you're lining your own pockets to me. I wonder what people would have to say about...
It's not. I'm not.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on... Some night, it was. Without a crest. Armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota. A scruffy fellow. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and...
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before...
You know how it is.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name.
Very well.
Take care now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you just sitting around?
Why not? Admire people just do not appreciate a lovely view.
Does the name Rapota ring any bells for you?
Rapota, you say?
Admiring the view, my arse. If you ever want to see another view again, I suggest...
All right.
I'll calm down when you answer my question. So what are you doing here?
I'm just keeping an eye on things. When a wagon comes in, I make sure nobody robs it. I get a commission for that, that's it.
See? Where's Rapota?
I don't know. He's been staying in town lately. He hardly ever shows.
Who comes to fetch them?
I don't know. Some people. They don't speak, just look mean. Take the goods and go.
Bit of friendly advice. You're wasting your time here. Rapper's scarpered and won't be coming back.
What? That bastard, oh damn it! Now what? Ah, well... In any case, thanks for the information. No one to rob here. Fucking boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Come have a look.
I'm Matt.
Is there...
Good luck to you. God be with you.
Greetings. What business have you?
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels...
That does make sense.
So what have you found out, sir?
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the... It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
I have, but I didn't find anything interesting.
And have you found out who's behind?
Someone called Rapiter.
Not much, but it's a start. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have...
Very well, I'll ask.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to...
I'll try to think of... That's all.
Good luck, then.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there.
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving.
Yeah, but engraving what?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone, which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The fifth scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague, or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague?
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high, or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely.
I don't really know what you mean.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock. In any case, why the interest?
Something like that.
May I ask?
I have a message for him.
A message? Who would be interested in... About your question. You'll find him at home. No.
Ah. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the bar.
A woman from the baths?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out.
Do you have any idea why
she was screaming about some girl, some flighty bathmaid, Esther.
Tell me, Master. I noticed some very interesting...
Let me see. Looks like a drawing of the Prague Groschen.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Yeah.
Mother.
I'd like...
I'm sure. Goodbye.
Is there something you need?
Good.
I hear you're at odds with Apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in to him. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're... And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends.
Where can I find this Florian?
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker. He's afraid of me for...
What did the bailiff make of it?
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine...
How's that then?
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she...
It sounds like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my... Good luck, then.
Garlic soup for the winter, onion soup for the spring.
I am honored that a knight such as you takes an...
God. Good luck then. Who's there? Answer me.
God be with you.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
What? Who the hell are you?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rappator mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dies for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
It's got something to do with that girl, hasn't it?
How do you know?
That doesn't matter.
No, I suppose not. I did. Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I...
Who is Esther?
My girl, of course.
That doesn't begin to just...
I don't care. Listen.
What, so I'm to go searching?
I know where they're keeping her, but no...
Very well.
Really?
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will.
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mine.
All right.
You're my safe.
Don't get your...
Goodbye.
Yeah! 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 Yeah. Ah!
To me. Yeah. Yeah.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Who's that? Raise the alarm! Watch out!
Mercy. Please. Mercy.
Tell me what you...
Of course. What do you want to know?
Where's your workshop?
In the mines.
The mines are bloody enormous. I need a bit more than...
It's in an abandoned shaft. Outside there's a camp, but I was only there once at night. When they wanted us at the workshop, we went the back way.
The back way?
Aye. Not too far from here, there's a ventilation...
That will take me all the way to the workshop.
It will. Just be sure to keep the markings on your right.
Got it. Who hired you?
A knight. His name's Yezhik of Runov.
What do you know about counterfeiting money?
Hardly anything. I know they do it in the workshop, and they make a bloody good job of it. I always...
And you don't know anything else?
No. We were hired near Kutenberg by that fellow Yezhik. We were supposed to kidnap the girl and keep her here.
This Yezhik, what can you tell me about him?
So he claims. Sir Yezhik of Runov, he calls himself. I think he's from Moravia originally. The lad...
Yeah, I never would have guessed.
Margrave Jobst had Runov Castle razed, though. It ain't...
And what shall I do with you now?
You'll let me go, won't you? Of course you will. You gave me your word.
I didn't promise you anything. And even if I had...
Ha! I might have known.
You're coming with me. I'm sure the sun...
God save you, Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. They won't hurt you now.
Whoever did you find?
Florian told me where they took you.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves. And a coward too. This whole time he knew what...
It's not Florian's fault. He was terrified they'd do something to you. They had him over about.
You're right.
I'd say so.
We should probably set...
I'll go with you. I'd hate to lose you on the way.
What have we here?
God's blessings.
I found that Esther of yours.
I know! Back already.
By telling me all about the goings-on with...
They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working.
They?
Yes. Rap attack.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to...
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's...
Where will I find Rap?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean? So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying some...
All right. At least I know where...
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides...
I have my doubt.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther...
I suppose I'd better go. I'd hate the bastard to get away.
Good luck. God be with you.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little quicksilver and I'm finished.
I finally found out where the forge. Master Fafar was right. The forgers are sticking close to the supply source. I found there's another way in, through some other galleries. They'll never expect anyone to... Still, even if I can take them by surprise, I'd appreciate...
I will be glad.
I might know where the materials from the monastery...
Where?
Up the hill by
Shall we go right now?
No, I need to find out more. I don't even know, but you could keep an eye out there.
Agreed.
Hand me the top. 55, 6, 7, 8. Holy scary.
No, here. We're on the show.
5, 6, 7.
Jesus Christ. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here at the command of the Royal Hetman, Sir Radzig Kabila.
And who's he?
That's no concern of yours.
I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement. I have plenty of coin.
We can come to an agreement that you'll keep your mouth shut. Please, don't take this personally.
Wait!
What? Do you want to do it? Be my guest. It gives me no pleasure.
You can't kill him. I have orders to take him to Rattay.
That is unfortunate. I have orders to kill everyone involved in this business.
You can't do that!
I have no choice, as you are aware.
Why do you want to kill him? He may have valuable information.
For that exact reason. My master does not wish this man to fall into the wrong hands, especially those of Radzig.
You can tell your lord the man is dead.
But he will. Or do you think you can lock this man away from sight until...
Why not?
Do not be naive, boy. Look around you. This land swarms with rats. If I let you have him, my own head will be on a spike before the month.
You don't have to go back to the Rosenbergs.
How do you know about the Rosenbergs?
Master Fayfire recognized the writing on your letter of passage.
Just as I said, there is nothing safe from prying eyes in this land.
Into Sir Radzig's service? He needs people like...
I serve Kabila. Out of the question. If he learned of all that I did for the Rosenbergs, he would hang me from the near. But you are right, I do not have to return to the Rosenbergs. In fact, I cannot.
Why not?
I am a knight without a crest, without allegiance. No one was meant to know whom I serve. If the Rosenbergs hear that I have been found out, they will see to it I vanish. They cannot afford to.
Where will you go then?
Where the road takes me. Farewell, Henry.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Please, please.
You can talk all you like, but not here and not to me. Let's go. Master Fayfire is very keen to meet you.
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, Master Fayfire. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
I'll take some men and have a good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rattay. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
All right. I'll see you in Rattay then.
What if I have? Just because we're together.
So that's your attitude, is it? Well, just go and do it somewhere else.
God,
I'd like to...
Uh-huh.
A bit.
I'm sure. God bless.
Fine.
Surrender!
All right,
You committed a
you
crime
win.
and I'm
What?
Hey, who's there?
Damn it.
Well, well, how come you stink like that?
I'm sorry.
Really, Henry? I never expected that from... Well, you can think again. Get out of here and don't come back.
Good day, Henry. God be with you, Henry. Greet.
Will you teach?
Certainly.
I want to.
You can't.
Well. I hear. I want you. Well.
God be with you.
Yeah.